Hey guys, RC here, back with a new Let's Play. We're back into WMMA4, the mixed martial arts game from Grey Dog Software. Wanted to do something a little differently in this one, and so first thing you'll notice is we are January 2013. And yes, I have simmed ahead 13 years to see what would happen. Basically, the goal was to get a history, but then also weed out the older fighters, get a good influx of young fighters for us to kind of start dealing with. So let's start looking. This first video is just going to be kind of taking an overview of the MMA scene 13 years in the future in the game, and then we will start looking at where we're going to go. So first off, let's look at the company rankings. Gamma, high level international in America. Omega has jumped up to the number 2. They are a mid-level international. Fight League Brazil, also a mid-level international. British Cage Fighting, KDM FC, and our low-level international. And the surprising one, Alpha, one of the top 2 organizations when you start, is now number 6. We have had 3 new promotions. Tap Out Promotions was the first one to appear on the scene. As XCC got weeded out, and I don't remember the other one. There's another small one. Is it Sigma? Must be Sigma, yeah. But in Russia, and then Universal Cage Fighting Federation in Europe, and the Earthquake War Machine in America has recently started up, literally this year. And they are a low-level regional along with UCFF in Europe. And basically they are coming in to compete with British Cage Fighting. Earthquake War Machine is to compete with Gamma on the small circuit. So that's what we're looking at there. This is the part that'll probably take most of the video, but let's kind of look through some of the news stories. So Danny Akabaro, Fighter of the Year for 2012. Tap Out Promotions, in Russia, is the Company of the Year for the second time. WEFF is gone as well. Didn't remember that. Let's see. Female Fighter of the Year, Katie Jane Paulson. The Fight of the Year was Alpha One, Keeman Tsunami and Kanbei Ono. Knockout of the Year, Manuel Silva over Houston George. Now I recognize the Houston George name from my last Let's Play because we were doing the television event and he was in that. Show of the Year went to Tap Out Promotions. That's a cool name, by the way. Submission of the Year, Keeman Tsunami over Kanbei Ono. But let's get in and look at the fighter rankings. Alright. I'm just going to put these up here for you to look at. Well, actually, you know what? Let's not start there. First, let's go to the Hall of Fame. And we have had a few more people. Up until, in fact, most of these are new. Inducted 2011, Carlos de Gaia. 29-8 career record. He was a number 1 pound for pound, number 1 middleweight, number 1 welterweight, the Alpha 1 middleweight champ from April of 2000 all the way to December 2004, so 4.5 years, 5 title defenses, welterweight champion from 97 to 98, 2 defenses before he vacated it, and knockout of the year 1 time. Ichisaki Miyagi, 34-5, 2 no contest, inducted February 2011, number 1 welterweight in the world, number one or out welterweight champ from 95 to 97. Won it back in 99 to 2000 with no defenses. 2002 to 2005, where he was stripped after a drug failure. And then he won it again in 07 through 09, again stripped after a drug failure. So 2 drug failures, I don't know, man. Should he have gotten in there? Maybe, maybe not. But, oh, you know what? And we can actually view the fighter. And this is one reason I wanted a very long fight history. So this is DeGaia. He first appeared at, well, they don't have them numbered, but let's see. Knockout, TKO, knockout, submission, TKO, unanimous decision. And you can see the list of people he's beaten. A knockout. Lost his first fight to Jakucho Abe via unanimous decision. Came back and won via submission. Lost to Tadao Miyazaki by knockout. Came back and won again. Then he lost 3 in a row. 2 by unanimous decision. 4 in a row. And ended his career with 3 losses in a row. Miyagi, 34-5-2. 2 no contests there. Wonder why, if it says great. He won by submission. Oh, the drug test. Okay, so he actually won by submission. And then this one, same thing, also won by submission. So 3 losses, 2 no contests at the end of his career, but a lot of wins in there, a lot of title defenses. A female, Suyoko Ebisawa, 21-3, inducted July of 2012. Number 1 women pound for pound, number 1 featherweight, the KDMFC women's champion from 06 to 2011 with 5 defenses, 2-time fighter of the year. Lost to Veronica Salbakova, Taniko Uchiyama, and Piper Evergood. Where's she from? Oh, can't tell. But several, long list. 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 fight win streak. Very nice. Late in her career. And, wow. She headlined 6 cards in a row for KDMFC. That's pretty strong. 21-3. Nathan Chambers was November of 2011. 34-7. Number 5 pound for pound. Former number 1 welterweight. Gamma welterweight champ from 95 to 96. No defenses. 2002 to 03. 1 defense. And won it again in 2010 to October 2011 with 2 defenses. Fighter of the Year in 2010. One thing I have noticed is the organizations in the game do not always fight their fighters regularly. Let's see. So we'll go down. Actually started his career rather rough. What was his record? 34-7. Okay. So he was 2-4 after his first 6 fights. 1 submission, 1 loss by submission. Everything else was a decision going the distance. Won 3 in a row. Lost to Silva after beating him earlier in a rematch. Chambers versus Silva 2. An 8-fight win streak, including a Chambers Silva 3 by knockout. Julio Reguero, I recognize the name. Lost to Evan Gardner. Won 6 more in a row, including another rematch win over Gardner, and fighting Brubaker for the second time. Brubaker must have been earlier in his career because he's not showing up there. All right, so strong career for him. And then the first two guys to get into the Hall when I started looking was James Foster, 40 wins, 7 losses, 1 defeat. Inducted in July of '05. #1 heavyweight champ. He was the champ from '95 to '03. He made 9 defenses. And I don't know, you know what I don't know? I don't know if the, well, let's see. We might be able to tell here. All right, this was April 2005. Okay, so it looks like they don't have to wait very long. They're up for Hall of Fame immediately upon retirement. So he must have retired right after that last fight in '05. But so he was not the champ for a couple of years. And we can see his long list of win streaks, back-to-back wins over Mark Cohen, 3 wins over Tim Boyer, 2 losses to Murillo Santillo out of his, actually all 3 losses to Santillo. Wow. That's pretty crazy. I can't open that. And he's 46 at this point in time. And then the other one, Matthew Dean, 47-6, inducted in July of '08. Gamma middleweight champion from '96 to '07, made 16 title defenses, back-to-back fighter of the year, had the fight of the year in '98, submission of the year, main event of the year, twice. So the loss at Gamma 1, now this is June of '94, so this is before the game actually starts. So that's a default fight in the database. And then we jump to Gamma 11, which is '96, '99, 2000. All right, so Gamma 39 is where he was the champ. So that's where, when you start playing the game regularly, that's where he comes in. So after that, Braulio Mora, Tora Mizwar, a couple of times, Mora again, Stuart Strange, back-to-back victories at 82 and 96. That's a long time to go without fighting, I would guess, huh? Let's see. November of '05. No, just a year. Okay, well, that's not too bad. A loss to Mora. And I think that's where he lost his title. Yep. Osmosis Ben. So he actually won his last 2 fights before retiring. So there's your Hall of Fame. Is that. And then we want to look at the fighter rankings. So let's start off at, well, I'll go through the females just in case you want to see them. Now keep in mind these are a lot of regen fighters after 13 years, very young fighters. I recognize Jessica Herbig, maybe Shannon Palmer from WEFF. Katie Jane Paulson, 25-2. We've got 12-1. But if you look, the rankings have been pretty static over the last month. 39-0. She must fight catchweight. Pound for pound. All right, bantamweight. Now you see a little bit of a change down at the bottom. RPP, I recognize him. So how old is he now? 37. So he's aging. Britt Dickering is 34. 36, 36, 37, 38. So what I don't know is, well, I could probably tell by records. Ronald Lew's 36, 18-0, 35. I'm wondering if they've ever had anybody sim this far out. And it looks like it's giving credence to their career records, not exactly what they're doing now. So it doesn't make a lot of sense, because you could have guys come in and be 6, 7, and 0 in the UFC and get into the rankings with some impressive victories, even though they're younger fighters. Patrick Peterson, 37. He's undefeated. Oh, there you go. Hatsu Nishijimi, 26 years old. So he was 13. So he's a regen of somebody. So he's now 17-0 and the champ with Gamma. 43-12. Welterweight Evan Gardner. Now he's 35. He's very young when you start off here. 35, 30. Manuel Silva. Now he's 40 now. Bobby Brubaker, 39. So I recognize him. So he's fought a lot. So a loss to Silva, lost to Houston George. Then he came back. Really good winning streak. Darren Blood, Silva, Gardner. Lost to Chambers twice. Lost to George and then beat Pizarro. Achievements. Career earnings of $2.1 million. Headlined 4 pay-per-views. Former number 8 pound for pound, current number 9 welterweight, former number 1 Gamma welterweight champion for almost a year, and then 6 months, no defenses either time. So just looking at some names that I recognize. Now you can see some moves coming down here. Garth Neal, 33, has cracked onto the rankings. Lewis Head is 30. Osmosis Ben is 40, the current middleweight champ for Gamma. Tiago Azevedo, he's 31. And he's Brazilian, Fight League Brazil. Yep. Bill Brown has jumped up here. So a little bit of movement, mostly at the bottom of the rankings. Lloyd Thomas is 34, just making his debut. Crow Letty, he's 35 here. He was very young, so 35. So he was 22, 21, 22 when you first start the game. Heavyweights, no changes. Super heavyweights, no changes. And pound for pound, that's where we're seeing the movement. But anyway, just wanted you to be able to see the rankings here. What I have done at this point is I have put in a application for Earthquake War Machine. We'll see what happens. I'm going to do that off camera though. No sense in you guys waiting. And then what I will do is I will start putting my roster together, assuming they don't have one, because I think they're new. I don't remember seeing them last year when I was just kind of checking around. Because what I did is I advanced 1 year and then saved it and then kind of browsed through everything. So I don't recall them being on there as a job opportunity. So anyway, we'll put a cut in this video here. I just wanted you to kind of see where the universe was, what had transpired, what teams were there, what organizations were there, some of the fighters that had moved on and retired, and some of the newer fighters that had come in. And I think we'll get a little bit better picture of the regens, the more recent regens, as we move ahead and I get a job with an organization. And that may not be this year. If I don't get this job, then I'll continue to sim ahead 1 year at a time or months at a time and keep reapplying as jobs come open. But that is where we will pick up our Let's Play in the next episode. So hope you guys are excited about this one. I was really excited to do this because I wanted to kind of shift what most people do when they play, and you see the same fighters and the same career trajectories, because, you know, let's face it, you know, the guys that made the Hall of Fame, they're going to make the Hall of Fame or be very good fighters in every year that you play. It's when you get them to retire and start getting the regens coming in, that's where you can actually see some changes and not really have an idea how things are going to progress. And even if you do the same thing and you're in a league, that in a universe that you create, the same regen fighters may not be identical. So anyway, thanks for checking this out. Hope you guys are excited for this one. I certainly am. And we'll see you next time playing WMMA4. Take care, guys. Bye.